Hey, hey. What the hey? What the fuck, Sly? What the fuck? So this is a paid request from Marv B. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, tier list, ranking, review, re-review, video game playthrough, commentary reaction, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it. PayPal or CashApp are the best options. All the options are down below in the info box. I will get to it as soon as I can. I was waiting for someone to request this. Well, technically he gave me one of two options. This or Kill 'Em All 2. I still have not been requested Kill 'Em All 2. And no one had requested this, but I'm like, I guess since Stallone is my favorite action star, since my username has Rambo in it, between the two, I guess I'll pick this. I know he's got another one coming out that looks just as god-awful. Aluminum, whatever the hell it's called. It's colder than a witch's tit out there, but it's not going to simmer the fire in my loins and up my ass that my hands went up and itched because it wanted to not be bored, because I had to hit the love button in my sphincter. So I wake up with not Folgers in my cup, instead some caffeine mellow yellow style, to just go, what the fuck, Sly? But then my logical brain is, yes, simmer down, because what did you expect? Armor, a 2024 film that some said it went to theaters, but I don't know, what did it go to? 2 theaters? Went to streaming like a piss in the wind. 3.5 out of 10 on IMDb. I know my friend Fabio reviewed it. He called it a piece of shit, and he was right. It is a piece of shit. And I agree with the title of his video. Sly needs to retire, at least from movies. Now, I have seen a couple episodes of Tulsa King, the first couple. I thought I was going to get requested the rest of it, but I never did. And of season 1, and never been requested season 2. But the first episodes I saw, I liked. And he was good as King Shark in The Suicide Squad, which I liked that movie. But Backtrace, Steep Plan, all of them, honestly. Bullet in the head, to the head, through the forehead, whatever the fuck's called, with Son Kane, Google Cop, Grudge Match, where there's talk about farts and stuff. It's just been a depressing ride of Stallone films in the past 10 years. Don't get me started on Expendables sequels. Especially the last one, the 4th one, which was the worst of them all. Sylvester Stallone is a guy that I'm a big fan of. I honestly am. I know lately if I talk about him as ranting, but it's because I know he could do better. Yes, I know he's 78 years old. That's why just retire, dude. Or stick with Tulsa King and projects of that nature that gives you a bit more room to act, gives you a bit better writing to talk and say, and give nice pieces of dialogue and really stretch a bit of your acting, because I know you're a good actor. I've seen it in Copland, I've seen it in Lock Up, I've seen it in other movies. And I'm a guy that grew up with Stallone. I love Stallone films. I love the first 4 Rambo films, even the much hated Rambo 3. I've called that one of the most criminally underrated sequels of all time. I really liked Daylight, which got crapped on when it came out. I really liked ICU to the point that I bought a damn Blu-ray that I still haven't seen yet because I haven't had time, because the request come first, that has a new cut of the film, like a work print version of the film. That's like 2 hours, because the regular movie is like 90 minutes. And yeah, I haven't seen it, but I liked that film so much I got that. Get Carter, which I have over here. I think that's an underrated movie. My point is, I am a Sly fan. I'm a Stallone fan. I've had people say I'm not, and I'm like, okay. I just, right now, just named a bunch that I like. But I'm not going to say yay to every single thing he does. That's a difference between a fan and a fanboy. I'm a fan, not a fanboy. If you want to be a fanboy, be my guest. You tried to argue this film. You tried to defend this film. And Stallone, I kind of sit here and go, why is he doing these movies? These kind of movies. Oh, he gets to work 3-4 days. He gets, I don't know, $2-3 million. I mean, to be fair, I would do it. If someone told me, hey, Matt, you don't work 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you don't get $2 million. I'd be like, okay, when? When, where, if, what, huh? And all the other questions and things to say. But Stallone is a guy that would get $20 million paychecks per movie. How can he be that low on money that he needs to do projects like this? Or are those dollars like, did they take all the money? Like, what happened? What happened? I don't know. I guess the rich, you get rich and then you spend it on all, you overspend. It's like people who win the lottery. They win the lottery and instead of saving the money, I'm going to buy a car, I'm going to go on a trip, I'm going to get this. Great, you did 3 things and most of the money is gone. Congrats. Maybe that's what people like Stallone and these other guys did, is that they get rich and then they overspend and overspend some more and live like they're the top teen of the box office when they haven't for a longest time. And then, oh shit, well, okay, I'll do this movie. Because I'm sorry, like Stallone, and it does piss me off. Why? Because I think of the projects throughout the years that either Stallone said no to, or maybe could have done, but never came about. Like, we never got Isobar. Which, if you don't know that, look it up. Very interesting project that would have been in the early 90s. We never got Isobar with Stallone. But we get this film, and Bat Trace, and Escape Plan Trilogy, and more. We don't get Hunter, where it's in the snow, and he's a tracker, and there's this creature, and he's teaming up with other people, so it's a little bit like Predator, but it's also a little bit like other movies too, and it's be something different. Sci-fi horror realm, where Stallone hasn't... He's done sci-fi with Demolition Man, but not... I mean, the closest to horror would be ICU and, I guess, a little bit of Cobra, but he's never done Creature. Like, I mean, that'd be different, that'd be unique, as long as it's done well, of course. If it was done like a Sci-Fi Channel movie, then, yes, it'd be awful, but... Is there potential there? Could have been. Will he ever do it? No. He's 78 years old. And if that's the case, then yeah, we'd rather just you retire and enjoy your life. You know what I would like? Sit down and talk about each of your films. Talk about Daylight. If you don't like it, fine. We don't have to like the same thing, but what was your experience? What do you not like about it? What would you have changed if you don't like about it? Do you like it? Like, I heard somewhere you thought Dick Carter was underrated. I want to have a conversation with you about Dick Carter. But it's just a damn shame that this is one of the greatest action stars of all time, a fairly underrated actor in my opinion, that just because when he was born, some stupid doctor with forceps or whatever screwed up one of his muscles and paralyzed half of his face when he was an infant, a baby. That's why he can't move like this, and that's why he's talking in a slurred way. You hold your hand right here and try to talk. Yeah, it's going to come out very slur. So, think about it. This is stuff that if it happened to anybody else, we wouldn't be making fun of, but people will make fun of. Doing an impression doesn't mean you're making fun of it, but there's people do impressions and they're having fun, and there's no harm in it. But there's also other people that do mean harm in it and do mock him. So, oh, he's such a bad actor. But yeah, he have his face paralyzed. What have you done lately? And he's just so sleepwalking through this movie. He is sleepwalking, sleepboxing, sleep fighting, sleep everything in this movie. He barely does anything. He looks, he mumbles some words, not because of this, but because he's bored. As fucking bored as I am watching the piece of shit. Again, I know I'm 10 minutes in, but I really want to get out there of why I'm passionate about that is because I know this guy had other movies within him in the past 10 years and he squandered the shit. The past 10 years he squandered his talent. Hunter could have been made. Take a page from Nicolas Cage. Imagine if Stallone did something like Mandy or Willy's Wonderland or crazy stuff like that. He squandered it on lame-ass dipstick sequels like Escape Plan 2 and 3, although I think the first film sucks too. Expendables 3 and 4 were extremely embarrassing. He did that one superhero movie that no one fucking remembers. I don't even remember the damn name of it. I was almost going to say Gemini Man, but that's the Will Smith film. What was that one? Remember that superhero one that like no one remembers? Samaritan. That came and went like a fart in church. And I know there's some people that like it. I did not, because for one thing, I thought the PG-13 was tame. It seemed like a film that was much more violent R-rated. Is that the only reason? No, but that is a reason. But would I say that's better than this? Yes. I don't like Samaritan, but that had something. This, I might as well get into it since I'm 12 minutes in. Hell, the making of this film seems more interesting than what I saw. Because apparently this director, Justin Routt, he's the named director, but there's people that say, oh, he didn't really direct it. He moved his hands, tried to pretend he directed. It was really the guy who helped produce it, Randall Emmett, who's produced a ton of stuff when you look at his credits. That technically Randall Emmett directed it. And then you look at Randall Emmett, apparently he's a swell guy too, because he has a history of apparently of employment abuse and offering women, you want to be in the film, come have sex, and he's been in a whole heap of shit too. So great people behind the lines. Not even the good cocaine lines of the 80s. So the story of the film, Jason Patric, which I could take or leave Jason Patric. Sometimes he's fine in like The Losers. He was the bad guy in that. The Lost Boys. Other times, Speed 2, no. Narc, he did fine in that movie. Granted, I like Ray Liotta more in that, but Jason Patric is not the worst actor, but he's not the actor in my top 10, top 20, top 50. I'll put it there. So he is a driver of a armored vehicle. He's a security guard. He works with his son, and they both team up driving armored cars back and forth, usually over the same bridge. Jason Patric has a history where he goes to AA meetings, he leads some of them, but he secretly is still an alcoholic. One of the first things we see of him is he opens the fridge, he has an orange juice carton, and in the carton he has a bottle of alcohol. Now granted, I don't know why the fuck he hides it in there. I think that's rather stupid. Because it's like, it's an OJ, and then he takes it out and then there's another bottle under it. I'm sitting there going, why? Because, okay, if you're doing it because you want to hide from your family, your son and his family, that you're an alcoholic, what if he comes by and goes, oh, I want some orange juice? What the fuck? Vodka? I mean, like, what if he does? What if he comes by, hey, Dad, you went to take the shitter, or took a shit, or took an armor, took this movie and dump in the shitter. And he's like, oh, what's this? Wow, this OJ seems a bit weird. What the fuck? This is heavier than what the fuck? There's another bottle in here? There's a Christmas present? Oh, it's alcohol. Why don't you just hide it, like, in your room, in your underwear? Unless you think your son's going to go in your underwear, unless we don't know something about it. So I guess it's like we want to do something different, even though it doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. Yeah, Dan, you better hope your son doesn't come one orange juice. Now, the reason he's an alcoholic is we see this flashback later on in the movie. But I'll just say it now. Years ago, he was with the son. I mean, you could tell he's much younger in the flashback. He's with his wife. And he was a cop. There was a speeder. Even though he was off duty, he's like, well, I'll just take care of this. He does it. When he gets back in his car, some semi-truck, I don't know, maybe he was bit by a fucking zombie. And he's like, why'd you bit me? And hit the fucking Jason Patric right back of his fucking truck. Hurt him, hurt the son, but killed the wife. So he feels guilty. He feels guilty. It made me feel sorry. I'll go. God damn it! I'd rather be watching Ferris Bueller's fucking Day Off. So anyway, during one of these times, when they're doing the delivery, you also find out that the son has a wife, and the son's wife is pregnant. She is pregnant. They get stopped on the bridge by Sylvester Stallone and his group of mercenaries. I guess thieves, mercenaries, however you want to call it. They want what's in the truck. Jason Patric and his son fire a little bit. His son gets wounded. They lock themselves in an armored truck. And then the rest of the fucking film is them in the truck while Stallone and the other guys try to get in the truck. It's a very talky movie. There's very little action. The few bits of action there is lackluster horse shit that wouldn't make a fuck. I mean, golf was more exciting than watching this movie. Why? Because maybe I could see a bee fucking humping something by a fucking flower if they didn't do their fucking lawn on the Golf Channel right. Yes, bees fucking and humping could be more exciting than this. This sucked ass. I'm not... There's no bees knees about it. Because, like, Jason Patric, he's there, middle of the road. His son, same thing, middle of the road, acting-wise. This just reminds me of other films. It reminds me, like, as if they almost... They already did this film in 2009. That's what kills me. It's called Armored. In fact, I remember seeing some little interview clip with Stallone, and at the time the film was called Armored. Now, I don't know if that was for a foreign release or they had to change the title. In 2009, there was a film called Armored. That's almost the same fucking plot. Where it's a couple people in an armored vehicle and people outside trying to get in. Only, I don't mind that film. I think that film's okay. That was better than this. Because I thought the acting worked a bit better. And this looked cheaper than that film. And that was from, how long ago? Like, goddamn, long time ago. 15 years ago? Give or take? Give or take, who gives a fuck? The logistics are out the window because they're on this bridge and they're firing their guns and there's firefight going back and forth. There's times where they're trying to bust in or little explosions you hear and nobody hears this. Nobody calls the cops and goes, hey, what the fuck's going on? Send somebody there. And that wide open space where sound does this thing called carry, sound carries I don't know if you know this, the people who made this, but sound does this thing called a carry the fuck, especially if you're in an open area in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So they're going to hear you. So there'll be multiple cops and other things coming in this direction. The action pieces, the few there are, when the initial shootout happens, when Jason Patric and his kid are firing, and then almost immediately his kid gets wounded, Jason Patric kills about 2 people. When they're firing, both them and the bad guys, the muzzle flashes are CGI. The smoke coming out of the barrel is CGI. I think even like the little bullets like coming out of the side of the machine gun, that's CGI. The few little bits of blood you see, it's CGI. Why don't you just make the fucking bridge CGI? Why don't you make the fucking people CGI? How about you make this, make everything CGI? Make me CGI. And let me have him watch the fucking movie while I go jerk off. Or do something more constructive in my life. Make me CGI too, and put his motherfucking ass here to watch you piece of shit, while I go over here and do something like take a shit. Which would be more productive of my time. What's funny about that is Jason Patric kills 2 people. So by this point there's 4 or 5 people left of the bad guys. There's a guy, right? And I don't know if Fabio, if he's watching this, I don't know if you see this, man, I don't know if you remember the film, because it's easy to forget this movie. There was a black guy who was the bad guy, right? His name was Match. What, like Matchstick? His name was Match. I kept thinking it was Matt, but I looked it up as Match. There's a point where during the initial shootout, imagine Stallone's here, they're going this way. This guy Match is like back here, going across the bridge while Stallone's in the front firing. Jason Patric fires, one like hits like Sly's weapon or something, and he's looking, and Patrick gets his kid in, and they close the doors of the armored truck. Then I see the bad guys who are left, and I'm looking and going, where's the black guy? Where's the black guy? And I had to rewind it 3 times, and I noticed the line, where's Match? He's all over the bridge. I'm sitting there going, the fuck do you mean? Like, we never saw this guy get killed. I swear, unless my mind had a mental block, it had an epilepsy of some kind of proportions. Either I had a mental block, or they did not show this guy dying. I don't know how he died. I don't know when he died. I don't know what Sly means he's all over the bridge. I guess that means he got shot, but either they forgot to fucking show it, or it's not there. I swear to God it's not there, unless I missed it somehow, some way, or unless there's some alternate version that I watched of this film that cut the black man's death out. I don't know. If Fabio, if he's watching, if you remember, please let me know how that guy died. Or am I just losing it? And they just didn't show it. With how inept the rest of the movie is, I don't think they just showed it. They just, whoops. We didn't show one of the bad guys dying. And I don't even see like his body on the ground. I know what. Hey, when you're bored watching the film, sometimes these things just, you gotta pay attention to something. And then and Sylvester Stallone looks bored with this. This is one of the most laziest, tiresome performances I've seen from Sly. Easily. You see a few bits of him with his team staring, looking tired, very tired. Then on the bridge, he's like shooting a little bit, he's talking a little bit, and even his speeches. They're tired. They're sluttish. And the dialogue. Like, his character's name is Rook. And he mentions about a chess. So is this a chess game? I'm Rook. And then Jason Patric goes, more like a pawn. What wonderful dialogue. He's a Rook. His name is Rook. He says, I'm Rook. So he goes, more like a pawn. Yeah. And then Stallone, apparently, he knows these guys because he's done research. Because he knows Jason Patric's name. He knows the son's name. But then I'm sitting there going, okay. You're sitting there going, you want them to open the door? Hey, son, you got a pregnant wife? I don't know. I mean, we know where you live, and if you want, maybe your pregnant wife wants to take a trip down here. Maybe she wants to see the bridge. And you did determine whether she sees the bridge from up here or by flying. You want to hear by car or by flight? You ever seen Peter Pan? You want to see if she can fly? Maybe you clap your wings, clap your hands, see Tinkerbell will have her wings. Well, she don't have wings, or I guess we'll find out. Maybe your baby is not born, maybe he has wings, or she has wings, and will fly in the stomach, you know. Just tell him, man. No, doesn't do any of that, because Stallone's not really a bad guy. Because he does, well, I'm not going to kill these guys because they'll put more heat on us. But then you have someone else who's more of a psycho in the group, who's like, we'll get... You find out the spoilers, there's gold in the truck. That's what they want. So there's talk and talk and talk. They try to gas him out. You get the flashback where Jason Patric talks with his son. Patrick goes outside, sets this guy on fire, which looks off. Looks really off, looks really bad. And I swear to God, the sound effects of the guy going, ah, I swear that's from a video game. I swear, you know, like one of those Doom type of first-person shooter games, where there's just, ah. I swear when the guy's on fire, he sounds like that. As if they took it from one of those fucking games. I can't confirm it, but it certainly sounds like it. So there's one guy, he sets a bit on fire. There's one guy, he tases a bit. He gets back in the truck. It's Stallone, the psycho guy, and the third guy. They try to figure out what to do. The psycho guy's like, well, let's go and kill him. He's like, no, Sly's like, we can't kill him. And you know what? Not only is it Armored from 2009, the very beginning of Hard Rain, underrated film with Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman, because that was armored truck drivers. Then you have a bad guy, but he's not like Morgan Freeman, but he's not a totally bad guy. It's like he's a bad guy, but he helps, you know, the hero, and then he gets away because he's not that bad of a guy. So it reminded me a bit of Hard Rain on that front. Only Hard Rain is much fucking better than this movie. I will say that. As I try to move my leg so I don't fucking fall asleep doing this review. So spoilers, the psycho guy has had enough of this, kills the other guy, shoots Sly, shoots his little his grenade launcher, blows the truck off the bridge, goes to the water. Jason Patric's son get out of the water. The psycho guy's ready to kill him, but Stallone, who had a bulletproof vest, kills the guy. Sly looks at him and goes, I'm done. Walks away. Doesn't even try to get the money. I guess there's a completely fucking pointless of Sly to do. He walks away, he gets picked up by someone, and then There you go. So it's Stallone's gonna be the bad guy, but he didn't really seem like a bad guy. Like there's no moments of his intensity, animosity, ferocious nature. He's not being evil. He's not. It's like he's a bad guy, but no. Like Jim Carrey's the Grinch seemed more like a bad guy than Stallone in this. I mean, he just seems haggard and tired, and he don't give a fuck. And I don't give a fuck. So why should you and all of us give a fuck? Jason Patric's son go off to the distance to get his son to the hospital, and the movie's over. I guess the good thing I'll say is only like an hour and 20 some minutes, thank God. But this movie is such a worthless waste of space. I can see why it gets a 3.5 out of 10 IMDb. But it just... Why is Stallone subjecting himself to this? Because it's an easy paycheck. Don't he have enough fucking money? And you tell me there's no one out there that has these really wild, crazy ideas that could also pay him and go, hey, Sly, be in this. Okay, well, this is different, you know? Be like a Morgan Freeman type of character in a movie that's like Seven, since that's one of the movies you said no to. Yes, Stallone back in the day said no to Seven. That's the thing, you said no to Seven, you said no to Romancing the Stone, but you say yes to stuff like this, and Bat Trace, Backwash, Backrack, Buttfuck, Escape Plan, which I wish I had an escape plan to escape those 3 fucking movies. I will only watch those movies again if it's a request for re-review or commentary. But it's just a fucking shame. It is a shame. Bad guys, they disappear. You don't even know they're dead. You have to rewind 3 times to realize, oh yeah, that person is dead. The drama didn't work for me, brother. Sorry, it didn't work for me. It was boring. It was a slog to sit through. It was just utterly pointless. Such a pointless damn movie. I know I went 32 minutes. I didn't mean to, but oh well. I'm just disappointed in Stallone, man. I am. I guess he really needs the money. And that... What is that film he's doing? Look it up. Well, I'll look it up. 2025. Alarum, which is with Scott Eastwood. That looked terrible. It says January 17th. Oh, great. It's coming out this month, so I wonder if I'll get a request for that. I get it. He's 78 years old. He's not going to be doing what he did in the 80s and 90s. I get that, but that's why you got to do the Clint Eastwood. Or you got to do the Morgan Freeman. Or you got to do... Even the Nicholas... Again, look at Nicolas Cage, Sly. Look at... Like Teen Shark. That was interesting. You voiced Teen Shark. Okay, that was fun. Do stuff like that. That's off kilter. Tulsa Team. That's a good idea, good direction. But I don't know what to say. And again, it's just... That's why as a fan... I'll end it with this. This is a terrible movie. As a fan, it does make me sad, mad, all the above, because I just think of the Stallone films we never got. That we could have had in past 10 years. You know, the success of Rambo 4, The Expendables, maybe could have gotten a bit of money and tried to do Isobar again. Or do Hunter. Or do some of these other types, different types of movies. But instead... You did garbage like this. And I do this because I just... It's a shame. It's a damn shame. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.